All right, I'm
from
gonna
YouTube.
do
Now this one, I was gonna wait. Do you want to do a pre-show?
Oh, good.
Just
Came
show
up.
me what to do to keep the
Okay, this one,
thing centered.
if it goes black, just go like this, and it'll pop up. It just,
Yeah.
you know how when you're doing filming, if you don't. so
Okay,
this
now, Alice, is that yours behind the microphone?
I'll probably sit over here. So if we
Okay,
try to
and
put
you're
it
going
to
to
the
make sure
side,
that the microphone's not in
can
your
you
face.
see? You can see the screen, right? So
Yeah.
it's-
We-
But is this what they see?
yes, that's
This
YouTube.
is the one they see.
This is what they see
on YouTube.
on YouTube. This is what they see on Facebook, and I have the microphone low enough now, so it's not on Facebook, so it's not in their face.
Good.
But I could lower it, and I could.
Oh,
I think it.
I think
picks you up.
it's okay. I mean, there's no way you can get it out of this shot.
Right.
So
So I can
just
put it
leave
like
it. And,
this.
and this shot is plenty low
That's
enough.
But it's mainly for her. She's a low voice. That's the reason we
I'm the
have
low
this.
voice.
As long as she's not low energy.
There he goes.
She is not low energy.
Well, see, it'll pick her up real good. That's a good microphone too.
So if I have to make an adjustment, do
Oh,
I
no,
just
you can't.
move?
Oh yeah, this. You can go like that.
Yeah.
This is
yeah,
the
yeah.
camera that's filming. So,
Yeah. Okay, so that's all.
or you can
I
even
gotta
bring
do.
it even forward.
And how
so
would I
right
do
now-
that if I wanted to?
Then
Oh,
you
just move it back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you would have to move this one.
No, I probably won't. I think it looks good now. There's no guests, so we don't have to worry about the guests not
Yeah.
getting in.
See, a guest,
Um,
then we would have to move that chair
Yeah.
in the middle, and we would still get the whole picture. I want to get the Trump thing here. There we
But
go.
we're live right now on YouTube, right?
On YouTube, yes.
Maybe back up the props a little bit if you want them in the. Okay, U.S.
Good,
Border Patrol.
Good, good. And
Trump,
we have the
pull,
times right here.
pull the red one back a little bit more. Trump, yeah, that's good.
And then
I
I'll
can
move this
see
one
all
down
of
a
them
little.
and see what they say.
Okay, I'm gonna go live with you so we can take it.
Well, people on YouTube, this is behind the scenes. We're just getting ready to go on the air. So, you're watching us on YouTube because you're lucky because we're already filming on YouTube. We start at 7 o'clock at 6:44, so we're going to do a show before the show, a preview. And we're going to film that in about a minute as soon as,
I've got you on Facebook, George.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and who are you and what's the name of the show?
Chips and Salsa show. This is
Okay.
Jorge, don't Jorge. Alice is behind the camera, so she's
I'm here.
there. She is, and today's Thursday, and this is the show before the show, the preview, and we welcome all you chipsters. And at 7 o'clock, we'll be live on Facebook. Right now, we're live on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, go to Conservative Radio under Sonia Salsa S. Sonia Salsa S. You just type in Sonia Salsa S. Go to Conservative Talk, and you'll see.
And if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you'll get a little warning. So
Yeah.
we recommend that you do that, and that'll give you a heads up that we're going to be broadcasting.
Yeah, and this is going to be a great show. We have a lot to talk about. Trump just went to Vietnam, and they didn't get a deal made, but sometimes you got to walk away from the deal, like he says, to get a better deal. So we're hoping that he does good with his talks with the president of North Korea. And they've been having some trials over there in Congress. We'll talk about that. Anyway, tune in a few minutes, in about 14 more minutes, and live on Facebook, or you can go to YouTube and watch us behind the scenes, because right now we're taping on YouTube, but we're not recording the program. I mean, we're recording, but we're not officially recording.
Yeah, we haven't officially started the program.
Yeah, we haven't officially
We'll start
started.
we like to start about a minute or two before 7. And please let your friends know we're on. So because the more people that watch, the better for us, and the better to bust our myth of just because you're
That's
Latino doesn't mean you're a Democrat, because we are Republicans.
And you see that flag there? I think I'm gonna bring another one, and we're gonna just raffle it off. I was gonna bring
You
it
mean
today,
the
but I
banner?
forgot. Yeah, the banner,
Right
the
on.
Trump banner, and we'll raffle it off. But that'll be next week. today we're not going to raffle it off today because I want to have it here when we raffle it.
All right, so we'll see you in a few minutes. Guac on.
See the view here? I can't see anything about what that sign says.
Is it too white? Does it matter if I'm right here? Does that do anything? It's still too
No.
white.
You couldn't see me?
Oh, no, not you. The sign, the Chip and Salsa show sign,
White.
you can't read it
Yeah,
here. You can't
the
make it
light
out.
is, the light
Now,
is.
if we turn off any of these lights, does that help? Does that make any difference?
A little bit, slightly,
A little better.
but
You still can't. It's
and
too
pay
white.
to end abortion is not in view.
Yeah. Oh.
Is there any way that sign can be lowered? Oh, then you would be
How does it
sitting
look
in
on
front of it.
Facebook? On Facebook, you can actually see it.
No, that doesn't matter.
On Facebook, you can
On
see it.
Facebook, you can see it. See, Facebook is good. This is where we have the challenge.
Different lighting, yeah.
Because it's perfect on Facebook.
Yeah.
Can you
Now,
read
you know
everything
what?
the white sign says?
I'd have to enlarge it, but it would take. I don't know if
So I'm going to go to.
Yeah, so- if I enlarge it, takes away the. That's okay. They can see that.
So see if you subscribe, what happens is you get in your email, you get the little warning. It says we're live now. So let's see how it comes out if we go see it. See, it looks a little better.
Yeah, the lighting is better.
So that's what actually shows.
Yeah. I can't read it though, but
It's not. What we could do. It's so wide. I guess that's a problem. I wonder if I could angle it any different. Yeah. Well, we got the logo up there, so that's good.
well, we can
And
work
that's
on
just
it for
like
next time.
A temporary banner.
It'd be nice to get that.
Well, what we need to do is get
sign.
some kind of a shade thing like they do in cameras, but it's kind of hard.
It'd be nice to get that. Pray to end abortion. If we could get that in there, we won't be able to get it in tonight. But
Yeah.
did you mean to capture that in the background?
Yeah, last time, remember when we had Nancy and Ellen, that she left her sign here. And I said, you left it here. I said, but if you want, you could just keep it and we'll just use it for the show. And she's like, yeah, she was cool with it. I don't know.
Unless we put it right under the Trump sign. Is there any way you could tape
Will
it
it
right
show
under?
between us?
See right here? Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's cut off. I didn't realize it was cut off for me.
What part's cut off?
The abortion sign. Oh, I see. It's cut off. So if we put it right here. you're
No,
saying?
in the middle, right under keep. Right under the word
Keep like
keep.
this?
Yeah, keep America. Yeah.
No. Yeah, keep America.
You can actually put it even with the white line on that sign because part of it is
What's your Wi-Fi?
602.
No, the
I
word.
don't want to give it off. We're talking right now. Hang on.
Hold on, where do I go to put it?
Vizio.
Okay.
Oh, looks like it's probably going to connect already because you've connected before. Have you connected on this one?
I don't think so.
So this is the password.
let me see,
Oh,
the,
give it
let me see
all.
the sign.
So what did you say?
40 days. Pray to end abortion, 40 days for life.
So if I sit here, Gayla, you still see it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna. What is that bottle? Oh, that's a drink. That drink is right in front of the sign. What is that bottle? Oh, that's a drink. That drink is right in front of.
Let me connect.
Okay, so what's it doing now? Connecting.
That means it just doesn't connect. Usually it'll tell you you know.
Did it give you, did you, and you entered that?
But it doesn't ask you for that.
So it might already be, you might have connected before, so it's going back trying to retrieve it.
Let me see if I can see that sign on the Facebook. Yeah. Shows up good.
So what you can do is if you go to your Facebook site, everybody that's watching on YouTube, you can go to your Facebook site, or go to Facebook rather, and I'm going to share it right now. Oh, let me think now. I'll explain this wrong. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can actually post this link. So you're watching on YouTube, you can share it to Facebook, or you can send it in a text message to someone. It'll send the link.
Oh,
Or
that
you
I
can
might do that.
email also to
And
someone.
how do I send it in a text?
I'll show you right here.
Before you come over here, move your cup on that mic stand. Just set it down on the mic stand.
It's not in front.
No, on
what
the
if I
stand
put it
itself, so you can reach it. Well, that's fine.
'Cause
It's
I'll
just
knock it
kind of
over.
distracting people going, what is that thing? And then they're
Yeah.
concentrating on what is that.
Well, and you know what? I'll knock it down. That's for sure. So you're watching it.
When you just hit share,
Watching
the share.
and you just share.
Yeah.
And then it gives you all the different
Yeah.
options.
Okay.
You can do it that way.
That's cool.
So I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you.
If you guys are going to talk about the Michael Cohen testimony before the committee, maybe bring it up. And I don't think it's brought up enough at all that Michael Cohen didn't write his words. He didn't write it. He was not the author. It was the I did hear him say that Hillary,
She composed it.
Hillary and her people, and maybe even Mulder.
That would be the password.
But they're definitely not his thoughts, not his words. There's no question in my mind.
Did you hear? That's a really good point, because I haven't heard people say that. And you know you're on YouTube right now, so whatever you say, you can hear me too.
Oh,
Yeah, because we're live. We're
I'm
live on
glad I
YouTube.
didn't say any bad words.
She's not afraid to put it out there.
Did it work,
Not yet.
George? What's the deal, man?
I don't know. It did this last week. I didn't even bother going on.
Wah.
What are you trying to
My
do?
phone's over there.
Just trying to connect that.
Yeah, see, it says not connected.
This little computer. This is mini laptop. Now, it didn't connect before?
No, last week it didn't. So I don't know. What's going on?
It's really too bad.
Hold on.
Okay, just a few more minutes, and we're just about ready to rock. The chips and salsa show.
And what's the purpose for the pre-show on YouTube?
What we do is that goes on Facebook, because it's telling the Facebook people we're coming up on a show, so get ready, because we're broadcasting. And then you've already got Facebook Live.
Huh?
Do you have Facebook Live on
I
your
haven't
phone?
started it.
You might want to start it because they're already getting time to do it. So that way we're on our Facebook page and we say, we're coming up in a few minutes, and that way you can share. And we start it a few minutes early, that way people can share it before we have to get started, including us.
You're on.
Okay, we're on Facebook Live. All right, we're going to start the show in just a few minutes, but this is a great opportunity. If you would, you're watching us on Facebook Live, to share that. If maybe you're an admin on a page, maybe there's a group you'd like to share our show with, maybe you'd like to send it to a friend. We appreciate it very, very much. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go right now. I'm going to go to our Facebook site. Oops. And you know what? If you haven't liked our Facebook site, Chips Letter N Salsa Show, please do. Because, you know, George, every day we're getting more and more likes. Have you noticed that? Okay, so just
I
go to
know.
the page.
Okay. Well, this is not going to work. So
And then I'm going to share.
we're just going to use it as a prop.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share it because I'm the admin on several different pages. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to share it to different pages. And you can make a funny comment if you like. Like I like to put walk on, or, you know, we're on with the Watch the Chips and Salsa show with the goofy hosts, Don Jorge and Alice Lara, for that 3 minutes until actual start time. Also groups. I know George is like a member of what, about 1 million groups
Yeah,
that you share it to.
at least 1 million groups.
Are they letting you share? Because
Oh,
Facebook,
yeah.
you know, they start watching.
They're being nice to me. I'm not in Facebook jail yet.
You know,
But it's just a matter of time.
boy, that's for sure.
I keep, they're just reeling me in so they can say, clink, clink.
One of the
But,
groups I like to share it with is our friends, the College Republicans United.
Yeah.
And I was going to call them to see if they wanted to come out. We both missed Juanita Broderick. She was here on Monday. They had a great
I had to
guest.
work, and Alice, I don't know, had to work and was at a meeting.
It's working
But,
late.
we'll do a remote from one of those locations when we can, and we could set up the cameras and everything. But you're gonna see more remotes like that because right now we've gotten to where we could do remotes from different locations. So we're here, and then it gives us more flexibility to do our show in different places. So we do it to please our audience.
We really appreciate you chipsters that watch it and share it because, you know, we're averaging almost like about 1,000 views each time we're on Facebook. So that's not too shabby. We'd like to
Yeah.
double that or make it 5,000.
So share it to
yeah.
your friends.
Yay.
Share with your friends.
Tell everybody
Put us
about
on the
it.
map. I mean, we're already on the map, but put us on the bigger
We're
map.
on the digital map. We're still trying to expand our base. Okay, George, you got your water. Everybody's good. I want to give special thanks. She doesn't want to be on camera, but we have some help tonight, and that's my good friend Gayla. And I won't even give your last name if you want to remain anonymous. But Gayla's my good buddy. She is a faithful Republican, a fellow precinct committeewoman, and she's helping us out tonight with the camera. She's also got a really cool background. If I could get her over here one of these days, she's got a really neat little history. She's a rock musician in her past. Party on, dude. And just a real good friend. And it's an honor and privilege. And I welcome her and I thank her for her help tonight. Muchas gracias. Okay, George, I guess we could get started. What do you
Yes,
think?
we can.
Shall we do it?
We shall.
All right. Hey, welcome to the Chips and Salsa Show. I'm Alice Lara here with.
Don Jorge El Alacran.
We are rocking and glocking every Thursday night
Every
at
Thursday night.
7 p.m.
No matter what we do during the day, we're here.
We're here.
We're here faithfully on a Thursday night for you, our chipsters, to bring you the latest. And there's a lot of people watching us now that I know from work and from other places. So, hello, and this is Don Jorge.
We appreciate very much your faithfulness in watching us and doing that. One of the main purposes of our show, we're into our 5th year, George, if you can believe it.
5 years doing this.
Yeah, we're here to bust the myth that just because you're Latino doesn't mean that you're automatically a Democrat. Now, we were both Democrats before. Yes, we were. I started out an independent in college, and then I became a Democrat. 'Cause I thought, well, I guess I'm supposed to be a Democrat. But then I did a bunch of research, and I started watching C-SPAN Live and started learning what was really happening. I thought, no, I'm a Republican.
I was a Democrat 30 years ago in California. I was the union president for a local shop. And I was a shop steward for 13 years. I was a local president 2 of those years, and an officer. And then I was a shop steward all that time. So 13 years in the same place. You learn a lot how to deal with people, how to represent people. And I was very good at what I did as a union leader and as a shop steward. people would come up to me to file grievances, and I was always fighting them. I knew the contract like the back of my hand, so it's like.
And what turned you? Why did you say I'm not a Democrat? How did you figure that
Well,
out?
I went to uh, before that I was at Cal State Long Beach, and I was a member of MECHA and a member of the Latinos organization. I left that because of their goal was to take over California, and I didn't believe in that. So then I started working for the company that I was working for. I was in the Stove Mounters Union, and I became an independent. Then Reagan became president. And it was when Reagan became president that I switched over to a Republican because I felt more of a Republican. The unions started getting really trying to take over a lot, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't believe what they were doing. I believed it when I was as a shop steward and as a local president. I I really represented the people in wages and the stuff in the contract that we would get, optometry and cost of living increases.
But you decided there's no way, man. I'm a Republican, and you've
After
been a Republican for a long time.
Over 30 years, and believe it or not, I'm up there in ages. But
And
I've been a Republican, and I'll never go back to Democrat.
and we like that. So we're busting that myth here, and so please pass that along. You know, sometimes if we believe that Latinos are naturally conservative because of our faith and the culture and the family. And I want to talk about one special Latino, our good friend Ronnie Jimenez. Do you know today was his birthday?
Oh,
so happy birthday, Ronnie. Ronnie's been on before. He's been one of our featured veterans. And I texted him today and I said, we got to have you back on, or I might have messaged him actually, because that guy, he has an amazing story. The first time he came on our show, he came in a wheelchair. He does wheelchair races. That's what he does, remember? Then the next time we had him on, he just had what he called his sticks. So we got to have him on real soon. So Ronnie, if you're watching us, happy birthday. Hope you're out having dinner somewhere, having a good time. But we'll have you on again really, really soon. I also want to wish happy birthday. Yesterday was my brother-in-law Don Beasley's birthday. Happy birthday, Don. Love you. And I hope you had a really, really wonderful one. And then today is my nephew's wife's, so she'd be my niece-in-law, I call it, Carrie Koch, and no relation to the Koch brothers. But happy birthday to you, Carrie. I hope you're having a wonderful one if you're watching us. George, do you have any birthdays?
No.
No? Today's the last day of February, February 28th. It's not a leap year. So tomorrow is March 1st.
I talked to my son yesterday.
How is Georgie doing?
He was going to get a power of attorney because he's buying a new car, and so he'll be out. He was supposed to spend another year in Japan, but I think he changed it, so now he's coming home around July, I believe. So he's buying a new car, and I'm going to pick it up for him next month, April. And,
are we going to get him to get on the show? Come on the show?
He might come, but I don't know if he'll talk because
yeah,
the military doesn't like them to get too political. But he might talk to us about before he was talking about how young kids out of high school, it's a good thing to go into the military and get the discipline. So that's about all he talked about, but he didn't talk political. He doesn't.
Well, we always like to have veterans, and we're trying to get our military moment back. So if you have someone that you think we should feature, please let me know. We're going to invite some of our guys and gals that we've had on before. Also, usually Lydia Macias, who is a Navy veteran, is with us. She couldn't be here tonight. She had another conflict. And but she'll be here next week, I believe. Also, Sid de la Fuente. Sid de la Fuente is the founder of CALO. That's Conservative American Latino Organization. And he had to work late tonight, but he says he'll be here next week too. So this is the first time, George, you and I have had the show just ourselves. We got plenty to talk about. Do you want to start out talking about Trump and what went on in Vietnam?
Yeah, he was in Vietnam, and he was there to meet with the North Korean president Kim Jong-un.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
And they were hoping that they would get they were hoping they would work some kind of denuclearization, but I guess Rocket Man is not ready to get rid of his nukes right now. He was kind of trying to use us. I think he was going to get rid of a couple of the plants, but uh, our president wants total denuclearization, and that wasn't possible at this time. They have made kind of a friendship type thing, but because of the North Koreans have built this nuclear structure over there, it dominates their country, and they've been doing it for years and years and years, and it's the first time that they have an opportunity, or our president's given them an opportunity to get rid of them and become a great nation that they could. Um,
And he said that. He said, there's so much potential there in that country. Of course, we believe in capitalism. If everybody could just, they could benefit from capitalism.
well, look at Taiwan. Taiwan is prospered by not being, a nuclear country, and so has Japan. So has, so there's a lot that we can do for them, and a lot they could do for themselves if they make a deal with our president. And I
He
think
walked
eventually,
away, and I think that was good on his part.
and I think he showed them that, hey, you're not going to pull the wool over our eyes this time. You've done it to other presidents, but not to this president. And he's willing to let go of the sanctions if North Korea uh, comes on board and agrees to denuclearize. So let's see what happens. And our president is doing the right thing.
And I know also our Senator Martha McSally, she agrees with President Trump. She thinks he did the right thing by doing that. The other side is trying to say, they're trying to find a way to criticize him. They're trying to find a way to criticize him.
And then while he was over there, they're having a trial with this Cohen.
Cohen.
Michael
Cohen.
Cohen.
Just Cohen.
Cohen. And he's just full of lies. He's just the president's a racist.
And he has a record of lying already. It's not like,
he's been convicted
we know
as
he's
a
lied.
liar. And when you're convicted as a liar, they don't in court. You don't really come across as a truthful person once you've been convicted as a liar. He's been convicted as a liar, as a cheat, and he was trying to say our president bad things about our president while he's overseas, trying to negotiate for our country and for the world. Uh, it's sad to see what the Democrats are doing, and it's a Democratic show. And what they want to do is impeach our president, so they're trying to pick up anything that this guy says and then use that with other things that other people say. They just try to.
Have you watched any of it? I haven't gotten to
No,
watch any of the hearings. Gayla, have you been watching?
I've seen just snippets.
You had a really good point, though. You were saying that, what did you tell me? That the words that he wrote, really, he didn't write.
The statements that he made in the beginning of the hearing, I think they said it was 20 pages or something like that.
Yeah, 20 pages.
Because of the content and the way it's structured, I am convinced it's not his words, it's not his writing. It's Mueller and the Clintons and all those people that are in cahoots. They prepared a statement for him.
I think that's a good theory.
And that's he probably got some sort of deal on his sentence if he would agree to do this. So,
yeah, but he's.
And also keep in mind he's contemplating a book or movie deal.
Well, that's true. He's got to have plenty of stuff for his book and movie.
But he didn't write the script. It was written for him.
But he could get himself in trouble with some of the things he's saying, because he's saying that he never lobbied the president for a job at the White House when they have proof that he has. So it's if he's lying to Congress now, and they've already submitted a brief to the court that he has lied. So, I mean, you know, it's just comical the way these and it's sad the way these Democrats will say and do anything. They were they were accusing one of the senators of having a prop. He had a black member of the White House there sitting next to him, and these ladies, two of them, they went ballistic. You know, they felt it was disgraceful. If they felt it was racist.
Is that the one that I saw a blue part of that and Jim Jordan went after?
Oh yeah, it's just
He was it Jim Jordan? No, I'm sorry, I could have that confused with somebody. But they were saying, you know, oh no, the chairman at that time was the black gentleman. I
Elijah
can't think of his name, Elijah Cummings, and he was good friends with the senator.
yeah with the congressman.
So you know, he knew the guy was not a racist.
No, because he has his family is interracial family, and they've been friends for years. Him and the chairman, and these ladies they went ballistic. They said that because that lady was sitting there, that it was a prop that was set up, and they felt they felt
He was
racially
using it.
they felt racially violated. It's just the whole, if you look at the Democratic Party and you look how far left they've gotten, socialists, they want to, you know, they want to get rid of cows. They want to, you know, they want to get rid of planes. They want to make everybody. They want to.
Well, they're all about control. I really think they're all about control, and I don't think they're going to be happy until they get that. And you know, if you could have a good argument for doing it, but it's always about control. What was the latest? There was some gun legislation they tried to pass. So the Republicans said, okay, well, if you got to have this report on this gun control, if it's an illegal alien, did you hear about this? If it was an illegal alien trying to purchase a gun, then you have to turn him or her over to ICE. Oh no, they don't like that.
No, but they
They
did
wanted
pass.
the gun control, but when it involved the illegal alien,
No, but they did pass. They did pass it in the House today. It was the gun control legislation, where it's going to require almost everybody to register if when they go to.
Well, it's got to go. If it passed in the House, it's got to go to the
Yeah,
Senate. And
it's
I
not
don't
gonna
think it's
pass
gonna
the
pass in the
Senate.
Senate. I mean, it better not. Well, the other thing that did we had a problem with too this week is I think it was Marco Rubio's bill, and he tried to pass a federal bill about the born alive,
That was a sad one.
and it did not pass because you need 60 in the Senate.
To
And two
protect.
Republicans were not there because they couldn't be there because of their flights, and a lot of Democrats voted for it, so it didn't pass,
It was
unfortunately.
like 54 to 44, but it was sad because it gave rights to the baby if that baby was born.
And then an abortion survives an abortion in effect.
And they voted it down. It's sad because it shows the Democrats and all the ones running for president voted against it. So that tells you where these Democrats, and they're all for the for that Ocasio Green bill.
But George, just before you go on to that, what I want to say about the abortion bill, I should say anti-abortion bill, the Democrats like to use that line. This is not who we are. This is not who. Well, you know what? This is who they are. They're bold enough to say, "Yeah, it's okay. You can let the baby die." That's what I'm seeing.
Infanticide.
Infanticide. They're okay with it.
And it's sad because they think going way to the left is going to get them the White House, but it's not. You know, the people see through them, and people do not want socialism in this country. They don't want these radical democratic.
Well, I think the majority
yeah.
still don't. There's a few out there that will tell you differently.
Yeah, but they're
because they don't
starting.
know what it is.
I think people are starting to realize what's bad about it is the news media makes the Democrats look good, and people tend to believe what they see in the news if they hear it enough of it.
They are in control. You're right. Now I'm going to go to our Chips and Salsa Facebook site and try to monitor it, George. So if you have any questions, you can always go on there, and we try to, keep you posted. We usually have a little bit, one or two people here, but we're kind of at a skeleton crew, so really appreciate Gayla being here to help us out. But you can post, things. We have quite a lot of engagement now on that page, right,
Yep.
George?
Yep.
Oh, and I said we should probably apologize a little bit. There was a post that happened today, and we took it down because,
It was fake
unbeknownst
news.
to George, it was not a proper post.
It
So
was
we
fake
apologize
news.
for it. It looked real. It looked like it could have been real, but it wasn't. Okay, so we're on here. Oh, see, we got 5 comments. So I'm going to say Teresa Navarro. Hey, how's it going? Thank you very much. Appreciate you tuning in. Les Skymo, thank you. And Maga Nationwide. Very nice. You're listening to us. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I want
Yeah,
to say
good.
hi to our friend Susan Trindell. We want to
Carolyn Leff, where are you? I don't see you on here.
of MAGA Nationwide. We want to say hello to Thomas Polak with
Mission Restore Bronze.
and he's doing a great job out there going to the
We need to
cemetery.
have him back on the show.
Yeah.
And just for those of you who don't know what that is, Tom has been on our show before. And what he does, his mission is to hit all the veterans and their older headstones, because over time they get, you can't hardly read them. So he's developed this wax, really inexpensive. I think it's $10. You can buy some if you want. You can use it on different things. And it totally refurbishes the headstone, and then it protects it from the elements for a long, long time. We went out a couple of weeks ago, and we did it here at the National Cemetery in Cave Creek, and took care of Dale Kimball's headstone, and it was amazing. I mean, it went from you could hardly read it, and we filed it down a little bit, and then put the polish on it. It looks great. He can always use donations, and he's got people in different states. He's a sweet
Now, we
guy.
posted on our page, so you can know the link. We post a link to his page on our page. So he's doing a
Mission-
great service. Mission Restore Bronze.
Mission Restore Bronze.
He's
So please support him. If you want to send him a few bucks, I'm sure he'd be okay with that. It helps him get out there, but that's his mission. He wants to hit every headstone. And you know what? We were down there, we were doing Dale's headstone. So while Mark was working on it and somebody else, we took some friends, he was out there doing a bunch of other ones right nearby. I mean, this guy's amazing. He's
Yeah,
amazing.
he's been doing it for a few years now, and it's just growing and growing and growing. He restores military bronze markers. So if you want to contribute to that, just go to our webpage and you'll see his link.
George,
Um,
I don't want to forget, announce a few things. Let's take care of that now so I don't
Of
forget.
course.
But this Saturday, if you live in the Phoenix area or close by, you can travel in. My women's club, Central Republican Women of Phoenix, we're going to have a little coffee talk at the Arizona GOP headquarters. They're doing some remodeling, they're refreshing it, and our chairwoman, Dr. Kelly Ward will be there. So if you'd like to come out, it's a little bit of a fundraiser. Come on out and say hi to us. We ask that you kind of make a reservation so we have enough donuts and coffee and things for you. But it's at 10 o'clock, and you can that to, I think it's in March, which is going to be on March 13th on Wednesday. We are going to have a special speaker, and we have a new venue. It's at the Blue Water Grill, which is Camelback in 16th Street area. I think it's 1734 East Camelback. But at 5:30, we have the social, meet and greet. So you can come and have a drink and schmooze around and register and all that good stuff. And we start our meeting, but you do need to make a reservation, and that's reservations at crwop.org. And we'll put all this information also on our Facebook site too. But in March, we're going to have Lorraine Pellegrino. And Lorraine is great. Lorraine is actually the president of Arizona Federation of Republican Women. All the Republican women's clubs in Arizona, I should say all of them, but the ones that are under this federation, we have a charter, and we're all under the umbrella of the state club, Arizona Federation of Republican Women, and she's the president. Then throughout the nation, there's different federations, California Federation, Texas Federation, and they're all under the National Federation. So Lorraine's going to come out. She's also a member at large. She was elected for our state party, member at large. And she's going to be talking about a bunch of good stuff and the importance of women. I tell you what, Trump 2020, Latinos have to get involved. Everybody has to get involved. Women have to do it too, because that's the only way we're going to do it. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. I think it's very doable, but I really want to encourage you, even if you think you don't have time. I always talk about this. Take an hour a week. Take an hour a week and get involved. Maybe it's watching our show. You know what? We give a lot of information. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you call somebody up and talk to them about politics.
Get involved. Get involved. That's, because you see everything happening and you get disgusted with these Democrats, you're disgusted with these socialists. You can do something about it. Get involved. Become a PC in the precinct where you live, in the legislative district, because it's a legislative district, and then it's cut into precincts, and you become a precinct committee person, and you'll attend the meetings once a month, and from there you start helping out the Republican Party, because the Republican Party is made up of legislative districts, and the legislative districts is made up of precincts. So it all comes together, and it's like a gigantic.
Yeah, it's a structure of the Republican Party. So, for example, in Arizona, we have 30 legislative districts throughout the state. I happen to live in legislative district 27. And then, of course, like George says, within that district are the different precincts. Now, I'll tell you some kind of interesting news. Gail and I used to belong to the same precinct, but we're growing so much here in the South Mountain area, they actually split our precinct in half. And so now we're in different precincts, which is probably a good thing, because that means we're growing. So if you're a precinct committeeman, now we actually are elected offices. But if you weren't elected and you still have open precinct, you can go to the district meeting and ask the district chairman to appoint you. You fill out an application, and then they review it and they get it approved. And hopefully, if you're not an axe murderer or something, and you're a registered Republican, and they'll say, yeah, come on board. And I just want to read you a couple of responsibilities of a precinct committeeman. So they're members of each legislative district party committee, and they vote on the leadership of the county and the state committees. We assist the Republican Party in voter registration, so you're trying to get more Republicans registered, and you work within the precinct. You're supposed to create enthusiasm and support for the Republican Party, part of what we do here on the show, and foster loyalty to the Republican Party and promote its ideals, and of course to help elect Republican candidates.
Like if you live in an area where you're not represented properly, that's what a precinct committee person does. You get out there and you talk to your neighbors. He said, let's make a change in this community, in this precinct. We'll get better policing. We get representation. The streets need to be repaired. All of that goes higher and higher levels. And as a PC committeeman, you have a way to reach the people, their politicians that have the power to vote on different things, city councils and stuff that do the policing, that are in charge of the police department, that are in charge of the city maintenance and stuff. And instead of not having a voice, you have a voice, and your neighbors have a voice, and you start to speak as one in your neighborhood. And that's why I believe being a PC helps, and because you're helping your neighbors, and hopefully, they're all Republicans, or if they're independents, they vote Republican. And some Democrats switch over to Republicans. So you make a difference, and you make a difference in the.
It's at the very basic level. So I know this happens to George, it happens to Gayla. Just yesterday, somebody called me up and said, you know what, I have no idea who to vote for mayor, tell me about the candidates. And that's part of your job as a precinct committee person, is to know who's running, and how to find out more information.
If you don't know, you can find out.
Like what I do, because like in our city council race, we got like 8 people running in our district. So I kind of carry around the list with me. But that's your job. And there are a lot in Arizona. There are a lot of independents. We're Republicans are still more than Democrats, but we're barely a majority.
A lot of people like becoming independent because tied to no political party. So if the Democrats are really disappointing them, they vote Republican. If the Republicans, if they have somebody that's a Republican and is not really satisfying, is not keeping his word or satisfying the needs of the community, that person goes and he votes Democrat. So as an independent, you're not tied to no party, but you like to have that freedom.
You're not tied to any party because you just double negative. That would
Well,
Only in the primaries.
and in Arizona, if you're an independent, you can choose which Republican or Democrat primary you can vote in Arizona, but not in the presidential. The presidential, you must be a Republican to vote in the Republican presidential primary or a Democrat.
on the primary. But then after the
But
primary,
the other
general,
stuff, yeah, unfortunately, if you're an
Didn't they
independent,
just
you
have a
can't.
bill that
Did they change
uh,
that?
they were trying to vote it in where independents could vote either
Yeah,
way?
they're trying to do that
but
now.
that failed.
Yeah, I think it did.
well, they
fail.
can
They're
in the
trying to-
general, not the primary. In the primary, you have
But
to.
they,
They were trying to change that. Yeah, I
so-
saw
I'll have to
that.
research
I know
that
what
more.
you're talking about. I think they just tried to do it because they wanted it. The independents wanted to be able to, vote in any
Go
of the
either way.
presidential primary. Yeah. I want to ask about your girlfriend. Did you hear about what your girlfriend did?
Which one? I got so many
Alexandria
girlfriends.
Ocasio-Cortez. Not Nancy. He has so many
I have
girlfriends.
so many girlfriends.
Nancy. Is Kamala and you one too? Kamala. I mean, you have a plethora. Your favorite word.
But she wants to legalize
Girlfriend.
prostitution.
Ocasio.
No, the one
Kamala?
Harris.
Kamala Harris wants to
Yeah.
legal. Oh, I hadn't even heard about that.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, these Democrats are losing it, people. They're making it easy for us in
Well,
2020.
Nevada has legalized
We still have to
prostitution.
fight, but they're making it easy for us to take 2020.
We got the ammo. You're right.
But
got
we
the
have to concentrate on local races, school boards, city council races, because.
Okay, you're not going to get away because I want to talk about Ocasio
Oh, okay.
because they caught her eating a hamburger, right? Is that what I heard?
Really?
She is far left Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez railed hard against, I don't like to say the F word, farting cows and beef. She was caught at dinner with a staffer who was eating a juicy hamburger. So she was widely mocked for her attack on farting cows and her Green New Deal, but she doubled down on her speak on Showtime's Desus and Merrill Late Night Show. Anyway, she explained that she wanted to take a look at factory farming and went on to suggest against eating beef. I mean, she's great. You know what? Every day she's got something. This competition. Her, Nancy Pelosi, your other girlfriend, and then Kamala Harris now, who I didn't know about the prostitution thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that just came yesterday.
I heard.
Oh my goodness, George. What's next?
Well, the Muslim representative, she just makes it. She takes over. They put her in a committee, and she starts asking questions that are so stupid.
Oh, what's her name?
Yeah, I don't know. her name.
Okay, it'll come to me, but I'll look it up. That's a nice thing
But I
about
gave
having-
her Cocotazo a nomination. In our Cocotazo, we have a Cocotazo where there's really stupidest things, and I gave her a Cocotazo nomination.
Yeah, do we have a winner? We had quite a few on there.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to get back to that. We got really spoiled because our producer, what she would do is every week she would write a list. She'd keep track and for those what a Cocotazo is,
Cocotazo is when you say something really stupid and you get hit with the hit back of your head.
Puerto Rican term.
And that's what a Cocotazo is.
And then we did a bunch of those and we said, we don't have enough good stuff, positive stuff. So we also have whole enchilada awards. So if somebody does something really cool and good, then we nominate them for the whole enchilada awards. That means like Good job, man. You really came through on that.
We got some good ones. It's just I don't have the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's see. While you talk to the audience, and I'll go see what our cocotasos are. What
Yes.
about the border wall prototypes came down? We're getting ready to do stuff.
Yeah. Before I go into that, the Republican National Hispanic Assembly, which is RNHA, we just started a Arizona chapter, and it's anybody in the community that wants to do.
You don't have to be Latino.
Well, no, you don't have to be Latino to be part of it. It's just it's a Hispanic assembly, and it's made. It's a Republican National Hispanic Assembly, and this is the Arizona chapter. This is a nationwide organization, and we have a few members that aren't Hispanic that are helping us in different ways, media representation or structure involvement. But we meet. It's the meetings are held at the AZGOP office at 3501 North 24th Street in Phoenix. Regular meetings will be held the last Tuesday of every month with a 5:30, 6:30 p.m. happy hour, and then 6:30 or 7:30 p.m. is business.
They have happy hour there? You can serve alcohol?
Yes.
Right on.
Well, no, not alcohol.
Well, when I think of happy hour, that's good. Now, what is the mission of this assembly?
It's to go out in the community and get more involvement from Hispanic voters and educate Hispanic voters on the Republican platform. They're really conservative. Hispanics are conservative, and they just don't know it. Some of them don't know it. A lot of you do know it because you're raised up as a conservative. So our first official meeting, we already had one meeting. It was just an organizational meeting to start the chapter. That's when we had Dr. Kelly Ward was there and met with us. But it was a structural meeting where we elected officers and started the chapter, the Arizona chapter. This meeting that we're going to have in February.
You mean March?
March, sorry. The meeting that we're going to have on March the 26th is going to be our first regular meeting.
It's March the
And-
26th, George?
Yes.
It's not the 5th?
No,
Maybe that's
no,
old
they
They changed it?
changed it because that was going to be the same time that they have their regular county
Okay,
meeting.
so the
It
26th
was
of
a
March.
scheduling.
I'm gonna write that down on my calendar.
It's the 26th of March, and there's going to be a lot of people there because a lot of people want to be involved in this Republican National Hispanic Assembly. So we invite you to attend. Again, it's March the 26th at
Now, what if I'm just kind of an independent and I'm like, I want to go snoop around and see? Will they be welcome?
Yeah.
Also?
anybody's welcome as long as you are there for the mission, which is the mission is to educate Hispanic, Latino involvement in the Republican Party. So if you're an independent, you probably are leaning towards the Republican, because why would you attend the meeting if you're not? The meeting is held again at the AZGOP office, brand new. It's been renovated on 3501 North 24th Street in Phoenix. They have the happy hour from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and our business starts at 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And if you can't join in person, and that's why this thing's going to really grow, they have Zoom. If you can't join us in person, join us via Zoom. Download a phone or computer, and then all you have to do is contact us, and we'll give you all that information.
Do they have a website or a Facebook page,
Um,
George? Yeah, you know?
Let me see.
But you could also do, Terry Mendoza's kind of heading the lead on this, and she's been on our show before.
We'll have to post it because I don't have the information on how to get hold of
Okay.
our
Because I was going to say, you could
Officers.
probably go on her site, and she would have all the information on there. And forgive me for looking down at my phone. What I'm trying to do is go here and get the cocotazos, but my phone wasn't firing up fast, so I had to redo it. And I'm
So
like,
we're
"Okay."
asking everybody that wants to be involved in this. I mean, we have a lot of heavy hitters that are already involved. That were there for the organizational meeting. It's going to be way bigger on the 26th of March. So you're cordially invited to attend and be involved. Make this thing big and make it grow. And we have other committees that we're going to start forming. The media committees to.
Are you on a committee yet?
No, but I probably will be. So it's going to be big. This is a big deal.
So now this is like under the umbrella of there's a national one, and they have
Right,
different
there's
chapters in different states.
Every state, the states have, there might be 17 states that have chapters, and they form the National Hispanic Assembly, and they meet twice a year. But the next meeting that they're having, believe it or not, the convention that they're going to have, it's going to be in Puerto Rico. And,
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Are you going to go? You're probably going to go. Do you have
Oh.
family still there?
Oh, I have a lot of family there.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool to go to that? That's neat.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
going to definitely make that one because I didn't make the first one. So I've started going down the Cocotazo list. And one of the first ones that I find, George, is my boyfriend, Jim Acosta. Jim Acosta, or Acosta, however you want to say it, on Thursday bemoaned the fact that President Trump didn't call on him during a news conference after the abrupt end of the Hanoi summit between the U.S. and North Korea. During a segment following the news conference, Acosta asserted that Trump may have avoided White House press corps journalists in an effort to dodge questions about Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, who testified Wednesday on the Capitol Hill. What do you say about that, George? That's one nomination.
I just say he's the president doesn't ask him questions because he's fake news, and he always wants to take the limelight away from all the other reporters that are there, and he wants to make it about himself. And the president is not going to give him that opportunity. It's not about what happened, what was happening here in the States, because he answered that question when Sean Hannity asked him, or somebody asked him. But I don't know if it was. No, it wasn't Sean Hannity. It was somebody else asked him the question, and he answered it. He said that the guy's a liar, and there should be no reason that anybody believes what he says, and there is no collusion. He said it himself.
And Jim
was no
Acosta wouldn't be anything without Trump. Nobody would even know who he is.
Yep.
You know, he's made a livelihood and a name for himself without that. Okay, so I'm trying to fire it up again because, you know, when you go and you're reading the story and then I must have pressed something and then it says, it takes you somewhere else. So I had to go back out and I'm coming back in. But, you know, we haven't had him nominated for a while because he's been out of the limelight. Huh?
How about Jorge Ramos? They took his camera and everything in Venezuela.
Oh, what's the latest? Did he get out?
Oh yeah, they let him go. They had him for a couple hours and they released him. And he thanked the U.S. Embassy and the State Department, and he thanked Hannity because him and Hannity are always going at it. And Hannity had made references about what was happening.
For those of you who didn't know what happened, he was in
Venezuela. He was interviewing the president, Maduro. And he was showing them pictures of people eating trash from dumpsters, and the president he went ballistic. He had them stop the interview, and confiscated their cameras, their phones, and had them kind of in a house arrest there for a little while. Then he released them, but he didn't release the phone or the videos and stuff. Those days.
Did he keep his phone? Did he keep his phone?
I don't know if he kept his phone, but he kept phones and video equipment. They didn't return those, but they did release them. They let him leave the country. They kicked him out of the country, actually. But he thanked Hannity, and when a Democrat like that thanks a Republican, I mean, you know, he's really grateful for what Hannity did, because Hannity has a large voice in the media because of his popularity. And so plus he thanked the U.S. government for helping him too. He was, could have gone the other way.
Yeah, yeah, it's that's not a great place to be right now in that country, unfortunately. Um, wow. Okay, I'm still trying to fire up my stuff. I don't
Her
know.
phone-
Sorry about
She
that.
just got out of Facebook jail, so
Yeah, I'm trying
her
to stay
phone-
out of Facebook jail.
So her phone is going real slow.
Now,
I
what's
think they
happened
got
to me?
control over her phone.
What's happened to me, George? Tell me if you have this issue. So I am the admin on a bunch of pages,
Right.
And I will go there, and on your phone, when you're going to share something on Facebook, you have a choice. You can share it to your page, a group, or your own profile. But what mine was doing, it was only letting me share it to groups and not to pages. Does that happen to you? Is that punishment they're doing?
No, I share it to everybody.
You've
I'm
never
just-
had that issue though, where it doesn't
No.
give you the option?
No, I used to get in trouble when I was friending people, and I friend too many people in one day or something, and then you end up going on Facebook jail. But
Because you have more experience.
that
than
was
I
like
do.
years ago, and now they kind of leave me alone, I guess. I just got a video. Somebody just sent me a video of the new. They said it was a new Trump political election.
A nude Trump or a new Trump?
New. It's a.
Oh, new. I thought you said nude, like naked.
Oh no, not nude.
I said nude. Why
No.
would they send you a nude Trump?
A new Trump campaign.
New, like
commercial.
nuevo. New. Okay.
Yeah, like nuevo. And I thought it was really nice because somebody said it's an old commercial of him running for president for 2020, but some of the stuff looked kind of new that you hadn't seen, and where he says that he talks about the the Clinton crime syndicate and the Clinton.
Oh, so Trump on the video is talking
Yeah.
about it?
And
I haven't seen
it's going to make the Democrats' head explode because
Ooh.
I liked it. I started sending it to a lot of people, but it is.
Oh, that's the one you messaged me with.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it.
I sent it through Messenger because somebody sent it to me, and then I sent it to all kinds of people.
Send it to
And-
me.
Yeah, were you able to share that on Facebook for me?
No, because it was a message, and I got to figure out how to do it. So I was hoping somebody
Yeah.
would share it from the ones I sent out, and it'll come out somehow, some way. I'm gonna do a video where it's gonna be playing in the background. I'll get it out.
And I apologize because I only do the messenger on at one computer, so I don't always have access to that. And I meant to go back and check it out to see if I could share it. So maybe I can do that.
It'll be on our page pretty soon. I love it. And I love Ruben Obed. He's a Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah,
Is he a comedian?
he's a musician.
He's a musician.
Ruben Obed, no, mejor.
And I love his songs about Trump. It's like,
Yeah, I'm gonna bring one up while you talk about him.
yeah, he's on our. Well, he's never been on our program, but he's
Yeah,
been-
he has when we were at on KFNX. Remember?
Okay, so
He's on
he
the
did
radio.
come on our program. But he writes these songs and he records these songs, and they're like Trump songs. And
He lives in Puerto Rico.
he lives in Puerto Rico, and he's our news person over there that gives us updates of Puerto Rico during the storm and stuff. He was constantly updating us on what was really happening out there.
You gotta dance. So we used this in the last election. We're gonna use it again. What's his name? Ruben what?
Pretty close with what that's his quote.
Ruben Obed.